Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful pattern. Once you've done it's only a 1 row repeat and you need 10 stitches to repeat the pattern. So from this first stitch to the 3 skip stitches here it's 10. So when you do your chain you do it in repeats of 10 plus add another extra 5 stitches. The extra 5 stitches, 3 of them are to do these 3 stitches here, and the other 2 is just to help do that first treble crochet. So it's sets of 10 plus 5 stitches and your stitch count should come out correct. Let's keep ourselves busy and I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful peak blanket. You need your stitches in sets of 10 plus 5 extra stitches. So I'm going to do my chain. I'm just going to do a slip knot and I'm going to do a sample and show you how to do this blanket. Do your chain in sets of 10. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again. Example, I've done 40 stitches. You do yours as long as you need it, as wide as you want your blanket, and do it in sets of 10. Now I'm going to add another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for this pattern you need 10 stitches, like I've showed you already. Into the fourth chain, the fourth stitch in the chain. Now I like to turn my chain around and work into these little lines, the little bumps all along the chain. It leaves that nice edge here on the bottom of your blanket. So we're going to do treble crochets to start with, and we're going into the fourth stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's this one here. So when you do your yarn over, those stitches that you've missed becomes a treble. It gets counted as a treble crochet. If you're in the USA or another country, this is a double crochet. So that those stitches that you miss becomes your first treble crochet. So when you go into the fourth hoop like that, you're actually, this is you working your second treble crochet. So into the next stitch we're just going to do a treble crochet all the way along your chain. So just do a treble crochet, go into each of those little lines, looks like little dashes. Try and hold it up so you can see it better. There you go. We're going into all those little lines that are on that back end of my chain. So treble crochet all the way to the end, and I'll show you what to do next. So your next row, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2 and turn. Now UK terms, this is a double, the next one is a double crochet. If you're in the USA or another country, it'll be a single crochet. We're going to do one whole line of double crochet. So no yarn over this time, just put your hook through, pull your yarn through, and we're going to do a row of double crochet all the way to the end. So I've done a chain of 2, we need to do one more, we need to do a chain of 3 to begin with and turn into the next stitch. Put your yarn around and go through, pull your yarn through so you've got 3 loops. we're going to pull through 2 loops. Now normally with a treble crochet you would put your yarn over and pull through. Well, we're not going to do that. We need to do a treble and a half stitch to fix that again. So I'm going through that next stitch, yarn over, I'm going to pull through 2 loops, I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through 1 loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 again. It gives you a stitch that's taller than a treble but not as tall as a double treble. A double treble is yarn around twice. We don't want one that tall. We only want a stitch and a half. So this is a treble and a half stitch. If you're in the USA, this would be a double and a half stitch. So I'll show you again. Goes into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. You're going to do your yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now don't worry if your chain looks a little smaller. Once we do the stitch on the way back, that'll pull up to the right height. So just remember that second one where you go through 1 loop. That's quite important to keep this stitch up high. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches, skip 3 stitches, and we're going to do our fan cluster into this stitch here. So skip 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and you're going to put 4 treble crochets into this same stitch. 4 treble crochets, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm sorry if the light's a bit bright here today. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now into that same stitch put another 4 treble crochets. If you're in the USA or another country, this is a double crochet. So put another 4 stitches into here. So that's a bit tight. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, all into that same stitch, and you get this. Now this is why we need a treble and a half stitch. It's so that it's not too low, so when we work the next row we don't have it all pulling down like this. We need it to be nice and straight. That will straighten up once we do the next row. Skip 3. Now remember and count that stitch in there. Sometimes that stitch gets a bit lost, so remember and count 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a treble and a half stitch into this one. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. The same into the next 2 stitches. We're going to do 3 treble and a half crochets. So yarn over into the next stitch, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 1 loop. Now that's important, remember pull through that 1 loop and through 2. And as you can see, it makes your stitch a little taller, and that'll help with your tall fan cluster, this little shell cluster that we've got here. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do another fan into this one. So it's 4 treble crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, 1, 2, and another 4 into that same stitch. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, then we're going to put 3 treble and a half crochets into the next 3 stitches. So it's skip 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 treble and a half crochets. Remember that little half. Into the next one. Remember that little half stitch. It just gives a little bit extra height to that treble crochet. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put another cluster into here. 4 treble crochets, 3 chain, 4 treble crochets. You should finish with 3 treble and a half. So we're starting with 3 treble and a halves, and we're going to finish with 3 treble and a halves. If you don't, you might have miscounted your stitches. So we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and I've got 3 stitches left to do my 3 treble and a half stitches. That's 1, 2, and 1 into the top of that little chain that we did. 1 into the top of there. 2, yarn over, pull through 1, and finish that off. So what we're going to do now is go to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. Now into the top of these 2 here, that one counts as your first stitch. So we're going to put a treble and a half into 1 into here and 1 into here. Remember that little half stitch? And into here. Now when you do this one, don't go into that hole. Can you see the stitch going across here? Push your hook through that part there just to keep it nice and straight. Push it through that stitch. Through 2, yarn over through 1, and then through your other 2. And that's straightened up the stitches underneath. And it keeps that stitch on top of that one. If you put it in the hole, it kind of goes across that way. You don't want that. So we're skipping these stitches here, and into the top of here we're going to do another fan cluster like this. 4 treble crochets, 3 chain, and 4 treble crochets into this space here. So yarn over and in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 more trebles into that space. That's 2, 3, and 4. Just like that. Now we're going to move over to our treble and a half stitches. We're going to put 3 treble and a half stitches. Just skip this fan, just skip those 4 stitches there, and you're going to put a treble and a half in here. Remember that half stitch. Mutley's been out in the rain. And into that one. So remember that little half stitch. And the next one, make sure you go into the, not into that little space, make sure you go in there, right in beside the stitch proper. Through 2, yarn over through 1 loop, remember that little half. And this is what you're getting like this. And this is the row you're going to keep repeating all the time. So straight over into the top space here, yarn over and into the space, 4 treble crochet, 3 chain, 4 treble crochet, all into that space. So that's 2, 3, and 4 chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 more treble crochets into that same space. It's 2, 3, and 4. Once you've got your pattern going, it's just a 1 row repeat. We're going to repeat this row over and over and over again until your blanket is as big as you want it. So I'll work my way along to the end and I'll come back and show you one more row, okay? So I'm just got my treble and a half stitches to do. So you just skip that half of that fan. So we're going to skip that half of that fan and do a treble and a half crochets into these 3 stitches. It's 1, 2, and 1 into the top of that chain. But chain 3 and turn, and then just do that row again. Now I'll do some more rows and I'll come back and show you what my little blanket looks like. Now remember, this is just a sample. You'll do yours as big as you need it to be. So I've done this much. It's really bright and sunny today. I've done this much. I hope you can see that without the sun sort of shining on it. It just picks up that beautiful stitch with that shadow on it. And this is what it looks like. It's really, really pretty. It's bright because this is an actual snow white. It's a really, really bright white, this. And it's beautiful. I've done this amount of rows so far on it. Now you just continue with that 1 row that I've showed you. Make sure that when you do that stitch, pull it up a tiny little bit. Don't do it too small, and remember that little 1 stitch to make it a stitch and a half. Now once you've done the blanket the height you want, you can leave it like that. I'm leaving mine with these tall peaks on it. You can, if you make your blanket wider, that extra 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe an extra 5 or 6 rows, then you could fold it over like that on the top. It is fully reversible. The pattern's the same on that side as it is on this side. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click on that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. It's free. Also, if you click on that bell icon once you have subscribed, you'll be notified by YouTube when I post up another tutorial. Until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.